Hello, my name is Julie. I'm with Dark Night Healing, and I want to talk to you today, specifically parents and mostly moms, but definitely some dads too, to give yourselves a bit of a break. Something that I've discovered recently, having now adult children, that I realize that no matter what you do, you're never going to have enough time to give everyone everything that they need. Especially if you have more than one child. And if any of those children are special needs, that takes more time for one child. And you're only one person or two people. There are instances where a mom can be more like a single mom, even though she's married, but dad is working out of town, works long hours, and it feels like she's a single mom. And so the weight of all of the household stuff and raising all the children fall directly on her. And I also know from personal experience that children will climb over a sleeping father to get mom, or will go upstairs and wake up mom, even though dad is awake and readily available to help out. And these are things that we don't talk about much as parents, and why it can be so hard sometimes, because especially for moms, our attention is demanded 24 hours a day from everyone else, and we don't even have enough time for ourselves. And trying to find a moment of peace can sometimes be the most stressful thing on the planet, because everyone wants a piece of you. Your husband wants a piece of you, your kids want a piece of you, your job wants a piece of you. There's just sometimes not enough hours in the day. And so all we can do is our best. All we can do is give as much quality to the time that we are able to give. Because life can get chaotic and life can get hectic. And that's why a lot of the times people look back and they wish that they hadn't worried about that job promotion, or they hadn't worried about all the things, because they just wish they could have spent more time with their families and their kids and doing other things. But the thing is that you still might not have had that time. It might have been filled up by something else. Your life might have been different if you didn't make the choices that you made. We can't expect that changing our choices would make things better, because we don't know. But I do know that it's just something that's true. There's not enough time or energy to give everybody every single piece of you that they want, and to give you up all your pieces. And a lot of the times they're not even going to see that you're just struggling for 5 minutes to yourself, because they want you to help them with their problems, or whatever they're needing right now, or they're feeling lonely, or they're feeling they need attention, and they want you to be the one that gives them attention and occupies them. And it can be a really difficult thing to even find yourself in that. You feel obligated, you feel responsible, You feel like if you don't do it, then they're going to be mad. And you don't want them to be mad. You don't want the confrontation. But then at the end of the day, you're exhausted, you're tired, and you just need some time to yourself. For me as a projector and a Virgo, I need my alone time. I never understood, and even when I was a kid, I didn't really feel lonely when I was by myself. I spent a lot of when I didn't spend a lot of time in my room alone, I was out with my friends or working with my mom or at my grandparents' or at the cabin. But when I wasn't specifically hanging out with those people, I was alone at home in my room, or sometimes I would go walking in the ravine or at the cabin by myself. I just didn't ever feel alone. I can occupy myself. But I find that now as an adult, I had such a hard time dealing with all these emotions and not understanding that I am more of an introvert. I tried really hard to be an extrovert but I realize now I am definitely an introvert. People came to my house. I didn't really go to other people's houses. They came to mine. If I went to your house or if I go to your house, I feel very comfortable with you. If you come to my house, I feel like your family. You've become family if you've been invited to my house. Whether you have been there or not, if you've been invited over, then I consider you family. Not a lot of people come to my house because it's my safe space. And even having, a husband and kids and all that, it's been very difficult because I don't have my safe space anymore. I don't have a room that I can just go into. And it's my room. And nobody touches anything. I have to share with everybody. It's very difficult. And it's hard to put into words. So give yourself a break. Because these are hard times for you. And you don't necessarily look at them that way. You're like, why is this difficult for me? Well, it's difficult for you because you don't have anything truly of your own anymore. And you have to put your energy into other people that don't necessarily see what your needs are. Being a mom can be the most joyful thing on the planet and bring you so much joy and peace and happiness, but it can also really, really, really drag you down sometimes. And you have to forgive yourself for that because it is an adjustment. It's an adjustment of complete and utter self-sacrifice. That we don't fully understand until you're there. And you have to give up everything to keep someone else alive and healthy and make sure that they do as good as possible. It's difficult. It's not, and you know what? Some people look forward to that every single day of their lives. I'm not one of those girls. I didn't grow up with, the dream Barbies, and I didn't grow up dreaming about my dream wedding or any of that stuff. I wasn't planning any of that when I was a little girl. I didn't want to think that far ahead. Can we just get through, this week? Why do I gotta worry about who am I gonna marry? I didn't operate that way, and I never thought I would get married, to be honest, or have children. I didn't want that life. I wanted something different. I didn't know what I wanted, but I just didn't want that. And that's what I got. I got 4 kids and a husband. And I love them to death. I love my children. They've turned out so wonderful and caring and just absolutely treasure every moment with them. But will I say that it was easy and the most joyous time of my life? Well, no, it was really hard. We had a lot of joyful moments, yes, but it was hard. It's self-sacrifice for parents. And that's something that they don't truly explain to you. It's just something that they, expected, I guess. I don't know. But it is a sacrifice. And it's one that you should take 100% devoted. Even though I didn't plan to have children or get married, when I decided to be a mom, I devoted my life to that. I did everything I possibly thought I could do to be a good mom. And of course, I was not perfect. I was not perfect. I'm a first generation gentle parent. And it's difficult, especially when you were taught, get that slap on your face. Like, trying not to follow in those footsteps is extremely difficult. It's ingrained in you for generations. But we all did our best. My kids, I was not a perfect mom, but my kids didn't get what I got or what my parents got. So I feel good for that. There was a lot of other issues that they had to deal with that I didn't have to deal with, but as a kid, but they had me to protect them. I didn't have anyone protecting me. So give yourself a break, because it's hard to just make the sacrifice, but then realizing that you're going to spend all your energy doing this, it can get hard. And I can understand where people not realizing this can get really depressed. I'm a giver. So for me, people pleasing, I didn't really understand how just continuing to give and give and give all of myself out was affecting me. Because I thought it's what I expected of me. And it was. To be fair, it is expected. But now I've learned boundaries. Now I've learned to know I have to take this time for me. I need me time. And if you need that me time, just be respectful and express that. Don't lie. Don't cheat. You need time for you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with putting a little bit of effort into yourself so that you can be better there for them. And I wish I had known that, because I would have done that. If I had known that putting more effort into myself was going to make me a better mom or a better spouse, I would have done that. But I didn't. That's not what they preach. So, for anyone listening, remember that you can only do so much. There's only so many hours in a day. There's only so much attention you can give. Forgive yourself when you can't give that attention and when you need to take a break. They might be disappointed. They might be mad. And that is okay. They're allowed to be. Sometimes we have to let them feel those emotions so that we don't compromise ours. And it sucks, but always put yourself first, especially in times that you are feeling low. It doesn't even have to be a lot. Go for a bath, a nice hot bath, lock the door, turn on the music. If you have small children or babies, ask someone for help. To watch the child for 30 minutes is not a horrible thing to ask somebody so you can have a bath or you can have a shower. Even if it's just a neighbor, if you don't have anyone close, ask a neighbor. There's more kind people out there than you think. You and putting yourself first sometimes is absolutely necessary for growth. And I know you may not see it that way, but it is going to make you uncomfortable doing this because you're used to putting everyone else first. And the only time we learn from things is when we are out of our comfort zone. So your greatest thing and gift to yourself, as well as learning experience, will be getting out of this comfort zone and putting yourself first. And it will get easier every day. You are a beautiful soul. You are beautiful souls. And you are worthy and deserving of this. Give yourself the rest that you deserve and the break. And don't be too hard on yourself when you can't do everything you expect to do. You're only human. I hope you enjoyed this talk today. I hope it reached the people that it needs to reach, and that you really understand that life is hard. You don't need to make it harder by not seeing this part. Take time for you. Have a great day.